So dear friends, please watch the complete video so you can easily understand the concepts. In syntax trees, we are going to take the common sub-expressions which are repeated as many times as in the actual expression. That many number of times we are going to define the common sub-expressions in syntax trees. In that, we are not at all defining the common sub-expressions more than once in a tree representation. So let's see the examples one after the other. So a plus b plus a plus b. So in this expression, parenthesis takes higher precedence over rest of the operators. Okay. Now, first we need to construct syntax tree for this. Later go for DAX representation. So in syntax tree, first you need to identify. So what are the nodes, what are the interior nodes, and what about leaf nodes? So the root node and interior nodes are going to be represented with operators, and leaf nodes are going to be represented with operands. So in this, initially we are going to take plus as the root node. So why? Because we are going to combine these two, a plus b plus a plus b. So plus takes root node. From that we have left children, that is a plus b. So here we are going to consider plus as interior node and left child is a, right child is b. Move on to what is right children of that plus, that is a plus b. So here plus is the interior node. Here also we are going to take a and b. Right? So in the same way we will see few more examples for the construction of syntax tree. Later we will go for DAX. So this is the expression I have considered to construct syntax trees. So in what way we are going to construct this? First, here also I am going to consider plus as the root node. Here, this is the one I am going to consider. Plus is the interior node. Here we are going to consider a plus b. Right? What about right of that? So here plus is going to be considered and a and b. DAGs have nothing but directed acyclic graphs. So these are the tools for the construction of blocks. So this is going to be used in optimization technique. So we can easily reduce the code. We can usually optimize the code by using DAGs. Now, so in DAG construction, first we are going to write what is the 3 address code for the given statement. So consider the same one, a plus b plus b. So for this here I am going to write the 3 address code as like this based on the parenthesis. So that is a plus b plus a plus b. This is the expression. Right? Now how to construct DAG for this? So this is very important and very simple also. So first we are going to construct DAG from bottom to top. So in T3 we have the instruction as a plus T2. Right? So in this operator is plus. So we are going to consider it as root node. So this is what? T3. So what is left child of this plus? That is a. What about right child here? T2. What is T2 here? T2 is b plus T1. So here what is the operator? That operator becomes interior node. What is left? B. And what about right here? T1. So move on to T1. So what is the T1? RHS A plus B. Here also we have operator plus, so which becomes the interior node of that. And what about the left and right? So left is A, so which is already defined in this DAG representation. So I am going to consider this node as left node for this. What about right children of that? Right child is B, so I am going to consider. So how we are going to read this? A plus B plus, what is that? A plus B. This is the DAG representation for this 3 address code for the given statement A plus B. Take another example. So this is the syntax tree we have constructed. Now how we are going to construct DAG for this? So for this also we are going to write the 3 address code first. So here I am going to consider T1 as A plus B. T2 is, this is A plus B I have considered as T1, and A plus B plus A, right? That is T1 plus A plus B plus A. Then what about next term? B plus B. So that also I am going to consider like this. T2 plus B. T2 plus B. So here also we are going to construct the DAG from bottom to top. Bottom to top. So in T3, so we have T2 plus B. So here operator is plus, which becomes the root node for that. So left children is T2. So this is root node is T3. Right children is B. So what is T2 here? T1 plus E. So here plus is the interior node for that, and T1 is left children. What about right children here? A. Right, this is T1. What is T1 here? A plus B. So what is the operator? That operator becomes the node. Okay, that is plus. And what about left child here? Left child is A only. Left child is A only. What about right child? So right child is B. That I am going to define. That is A plus B plus A plus B. This is how you are going to define DAGs. Here in DAG representation, the nodes and interior nodes are going to be represented with operators, and leaf nodes are going to be represented with identifiers or constants or variables. This is how we are going to construct DAG. So first we need to write the 3 address code for this problem. Let us assume T1 is 1. So here I am going to consider x plus y as T1, x plus 1 as T1. Okay. Next, T2 is x minus y. T2 is x minus y. So then, so what about T3 here? So you need to observe the parenthesis. First we have to compute x plus y, x minus y. Then you need to take product of these two. That is T1 into T2. Go for T4. So after taking this multiplication, you are going to take with this x plus y. That is T1 minus T3. T1 minus T3. Right? Now, what is T5 here? So we have computed this entire sub-expression that is T1 minus T3. Then go for this, what is that? X plus y, which we have already computed, isn't it? That is T4 plus T3. T4 plus T3. This is a 3 address code, isn't it? 3 address code. Now we are going to compute what is DAG representation for this. So in this, we are also going to take bottom to top for the construction of DAG. Okay. So what is the root node here? Root node is plus, that is T5. Left child is T4. What is right child here? T3. So what is T4? T1 minus T3. What is the operator here for defining this node? Minus. What is left child? T1. T1. And what about right child here? T3. Isn't it? So that is T3. Okay. So go for this. What is T1? This is T3. What is T1 here? T1 is x plus y. So here operator is plus and left is x, right is y. Clear? Now go for this. What is T3? What is T3 here? T3 is, what is T3? T1 into T2. So here operator is asterisk. Then go for which is T1. Isn't it? So which node we are going to consider? This node. This node considered as T1 and go for T2. What is T2 here? T2 is x minus y. So operator is minus and what about left and right? So left is x, right is y. X minus y. Right? Now move on to this T3. So what is T3 here? This is T3, right? So T1 into T2. Just you are directly move on to this node. Now you can observe. So how many operators are appeared in this 3 address code? So what about plus here in 3 address code? We got 2 addition operators. Whether did you get that? 1, 2. Yes. What about minus operators? 1, 2. Whether did you get that? Yes, we got 1, 2. What about asterisk symbol? Only 1. So this is how you are going to construct DAG for the given expression. So here for most important thing is we need to convert the given expression into 3 address code. 3 address code. Okay, 3 address code is important. First we need to write the 3 address code, then go for DAG construction. So what are the different forms of 3 addresses are available? So here mainly we have 3 different types of 3 address codes. So quadruples, triples and indirect triples. These are 3 different forms of 3 address code. Now how we are going to define quadruples, triples and indirect triples? So for each and every form of this 3 address code, we need to use 3 address code. That is input for this all these 3 forms is 3 address code. This is expression I am going to consider for defining 3 address code in these 3 forms. So first we need to construct 3 address code for this. So here common sub expression is b minus c. So I am going to represent with a temporary variable name t1. So go for a into b minus c, that is a into t1. Go for t3, that is a plus a into b minus c, a plus t2. A plus t2. Now move on to this. So we already computed b minus c, right? So here we are going to consider t1 into d. What about t5 here? We have computed this sub expression, this. Now we are going to make addition. So what is that? t3 plus t4. t3 plus t4. Now we have written what? 3 address code for the given expression. Now move on to quadruples, triples and indirect triples. So Before defining three address code in these three forms, first we need to give instruction numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So in this quadruples, we are going to consider 4 fields: operator, argument 1, argument 2 and result. So rows are going to be represented with instruction numbers. Okay. So in each record, you are going to define what is the instruction. What here OP contains operator. Argument 1 is nothing but what is left of operator. Argument 2 is right of operator and result. Before assignment operator, what the symbol we have, that is going to be defined in result part. Okay, now move on to first instruction, that is 0th instruction. So what is operator that is defined at the RHS of this instruction? Minus, isn't it? So operator is minus. Left of this is argument 1, that is B. Right of this operator is C. What about result here? T1. Result is T1. Now go for first instruction. RHS is operator, that is asterisk operator, and left is A, right is T1 and result is T2. Result is T2. Go for next instruction, T3 equals to A plus T2. So here operator is plus, left is A, right is T2. What about result? T3. Go for third instruction. So that is asterisk T1 D and result would be T4. Go for last instruction here, T3 plus T4. Operator plus, left is T3, right is T4 and result is T5. Quadruples. In quadruples we have 4 fields. As the name itself indicates, there are 4 fields appeared in the record construction, array of records. So operator, argument 1, argument 2 and result. In quadruples, if the given instruction is of the form copy statement like this, let us take x equals to y. In such a case, we don't have any value for argument 2. In this case, what about operator? The assignment operator itself is going to be considered as operator in the array of records. Okay, so it does not have any right side. It contains only what? Operator. So x is left of that operator, y is right of operator. We don't have any result field for this. We don't have any result. We don't have any result field. So otherwise, if the given instruction contains unary operator, let us take x equals to minus y. So in such a case, we are going to consider no argument 2 value. We have only argument 1. So this is the operator, left is 1. This is the first argument. We don't have any second argument. This is very, very important. Okay. Now, so if the instruction contains the operators as param, in such a case, we don't have any argument 2 value as well as result. Okay. So this is how we are going to construct quadruples. Now move on to triples. In triples construction, we are going to use only 3 fields. Right. So in triples, we are going to use only 3 fields: operator, argument 1 and argument 2. So here we don't have any result field. Okay. So in argument 2, if we are getting any temporary variables, in such a case we are going to write what is corresponding position, instruction number. Let's see. So in first instruction, T1 equals to B minus C. So here operator is minus. What about first argument here? First argument is B, second argument is C. Go for next instruction, operator asterisk. A is the left of operator and T1. So where the T1 is located in that is in 0th position, right? So T1 is defined in 0th position. So we are going to write that position number within parentheses. Now go for second instruction, T3 equals to A plus T2. So here operator is plus, left is A. So what about T2? What is the position number for T2? That is 1. That position is going to be defined within parentheses. Same for go for this asterisk. So here T1 position is 0 and right is D. Last instruction plus. So T3 position is 2 and right is T4 whose position number is 3. This is how we are going to construct triples. Now move on to indirect triples. So in indirect triples, just we are going to listing of pointers to triples. So we have the positions are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So what about position numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 only, right? Those position numbers are going to be defined with the help of pointers. So this is very simple. So here the pointer values are going to be taken from, generally we are going to take 30 onwards or 20 onwards. It's our wish. Just we need to make differentiation between position numbers with these pointers. Okay. So let us assume here I am going to consider 21, 22, 23, 24 and 25. Okay. So what about position numbers we have in the triples? So triples position numbers as 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is what. So indirect triples are used for listing of pointers to triples. Normally these triples and indirect triples are going to be used in optimizing the code. This can be used by the compiler. Dear friends, I hope you like this session. If you like this session, please like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you everyone.